Ladies and gentlemen, they thought you were their captive, didn't they? A puppet on strings, dancing to their tune of drama and chaos. They spun their web, expecting you to get tangled, to stay trapped in their nonsense. But oh, how wrong they were. You didn't just walk away, you soared. You didn't merely survive, you thrived. They underestimated you. They mistook your patience for weakness, your understanding for naivety. They believed they could keep pushing, testing your limits, and you'd still remain. But they forgot one vital truth. You were never built to be anyone's fool. They clung to the fantasy that you needed them, that without their chaos, you'd crumble. They thought you'd cling to the scraps of affection they threw your way. But the reality is poetic. You left, and they're the ones falling apart. Their drama, their games, it was all a weapon they wielded to control you. But here's the plot twist. You played their game better. You didn't fight, didn't beg, didn't plead. You made the boldest, most powerful move of all. You chose yourself, and that choice shattered their illusion. Now, they sit in the ruins of their own making, wondering how they lost control. Their ego cracks under the weight of a truth they can't escape. You were never theirs to control. You were the calm before the storm, and now you're the storm they never saw coming. They thought you'd drown in their sea of manipulation. But instead, you learned to swim. You didn't just survive their lies. You rose above them, head held high. Now, they're the ones sinking. The audacity, right? They thought you'd tolerate their games forever, like you didn't see through their facade. But you saw it all. You just chose to rise above it. Because power doesn't lie in the noise of their chaos. It lies in the quiet strength of walking away. And that's exactly what you did. Without you, their drama has no audience, no anchor. They thought their absence would destroy you, but instead, it set you free. You built a life so vibrant, so full, that their nonsense now feels like a distant memory. They scramble now, trying to justify their actions, trying to rewrite the story in their heads. But deep down, they know the truth. They lost someone irreplaceable, someone too good for their games. Every moment they spent trying to break you was a moment wasted. Now they're left with nothing but their own chaos, a storm of their own making. They thought their lies, their manipulation, their drama defined power. But true power is walking away with grace, with dignity, and with the unshakable knowledge that you deserve more. You were their calm in the storm, their glue, their foundation, and now, without you, they're lost. Their world crumbles because they built it on lies, and without you to hold it together, it was always destined to fall apart. Let them replay the memories, rewrite the story, tell themselves you were the problem. The truth remains, you were their blessing. Their arrogance was their downfall. They thought you'd stay out of fear, out of love, out of obligation. But love isn't a cage, and you aren't a prisoner. Your love was strength, and sometimes that strength means walking away. Now they're haunted by your absence, tormented by the silence they once mocked. The peace you found, it's your greatest victory. And their chaos, it's their ultimate punishment. They thought they'd see you crumble, thought their absence would break you. But instead, you've risen higher than ever, your scars turned into badges of honor. Every attempt to tear you down has only made you stronger. You've proven that you are more than their nonsense, more than their drama. You are resilience. You are strength. You are unstoppable. Let them sit with their regret, their insecurities, their endless cycle of nonsense. You shed the weight of their chaos, and now you're lighter, freer, and more radiant than ever. Their loss is their torment, and your triumph, it's your freedom. So walk forward with your head high, your heart full, and your soul unbreakable. Because the story isn't about what they tried to do to you. It's about how you overcame it all, how you turned their chaos into the foundation of your strength. You've won, and the most beautiful part, they know it.
They mistook your patience for weakness and your understanding for naivety. They believed they could keep pushing you and testing your limits, and you would still be there. But you weren't made to be someone's fool. They had this illusion and fantasy that you needed them, that you would crumble without their chaos, that you would cling to their breadcrumbs of affection. But the reality is far more poetic. Ladies and gentlemen, they thought you were their captive, their puppet on strings dancing to their nonsense. Didn't they spin their web of drama expecting you to stay? They're the ones collapsing. And you left. Their foolishness served as a shield, and their drama as a weapon. You outperformed them in their mind games, which they believed would keep you bound. You just selected yourself, and your decision broke their fantasy. You didn't argue or beg. They are now sitting in the wreckage of their own creation, wondering how it all got away with it. They believed they were in charge and had the advantage, but you were never. They believed that you would always be there for them, their eternal punching bag for all of their whims and tantrums. But now your silence is louder than their chaos ever was. They thought you would drown in their sea of manipulation, but you learned to swim, and they thought you would stumble over their lies, but you walked away with your head held high, and now they're the ones sinking. Oh, how foolish they were to assume that you would continue to put up with their antics as if you didn't see through their facade. You saw it all, didn't you? And you just decided to go on. It's amusing that they believe their drama gave them power, but power is in the calm strength of leaving. And that's exactly what you did. You left unharmed and unbroken. Unstoppable. They now have nothing left but their folly, their turmoil, and their never-ending drama cycle. The justice of it all is that they are drowning in it without you there to mend it or to absorb it. They believed that you would fail and that being apart from them would cause you to shatter. But the worst part is that you not only survived but thrived. Their foolishness seems like a faraway memory because of how alive and complete your life has become. They failed because of their conceit. You've shown them what true strength looks like, the ability to walk away when something no longer serves you. They believed they were irreplaceable, and that you would cling to them despite their imperfections. Because they believed it to be endless, they are now plagued by the loss of your kindness, patience, and love. Their loneliness is the result of their belief that they can continue to take without giving and to hurt without repercussions. How they scramble is currently attempting to defend their behavior by telling themselves that you were the issue, but they know deep down that they lost someone. Irreplaceable, someone who was too good for their games. They built their world on drama, on nonsense, on chaos, and without you to hold it together, it's crumbling. You were the glue, the foundation, the calm in their storm, and now they're left with nothing but their own mess. They thought you'd keep tolerating, keep forgiving, keep coming back, but you've shown them that there's a limit, a line that can't be crossed, and when they crossed it, you didn't hesitate to walk away. Your strength terrifies them because they know they can't find someone like you again, someone who sees through the nonsense, someone who refuses to play their games, and that's their punishment. They'll spend forever searching and never finding. They thought you'd stay out of obligation, out of fear, out of love, but love isn't a cage, and you aren't a prisoner. You've proven that love is strength, and sometimes that strength means walking away. Now their nonsense echoes in their own heads without you to silence it, without you to absorb it. They're left with nothing but their own chaos, and that chaos will be their undoing. They thought they could break you, thought their drama would wear you down. But you've shown them what resilience looks like. You've shown them that you can rise above, that you can thrive, despite their attempts to hold you back. Oh, they must be furious, now furious that you're thriving, furious that their nonsense didn't destroy you, but their fury is nothing compared to your peace, your joy, your freedom. They thought they were the center of your world, thought their absence would leave a void, but you've shown them that your world is complete without their chaos. And that's a truth they can't handle. Their drama was their identity, their nonsense, their signature. But without you to play the role they assigned you, their script falls apart. And now they're left with nothing but regrets. They thought you begged, thought you plead, thought you'd come crawling back. But you'd shown them that your worth is not tied to their validation. And now they're the ones longing for what they lost. Their nonsense was their power, or so they thought, but true power isn't walking away and choosing peace over chaos and refusing to tolerate what doesn't serve you. And you've shown them what true power looks like. Now they're left with their games, their lies, their drama, but without you those things are meaningless. They've lost the only person who gave their chaos any semblance of meaning. They thought they could break you, thought their drama would define you, but you've shown them that you are so much more than their nonsense. You are strength, you are resilience, you are unstoppable. Let them wallow in their regret. Let them drown in their chaos because you've risen above it all. You've built a life that's free. Oh, the irony of it all, isn't it? They imagined that you would crumble and that their absence would leave you hollow. But now you are stronger than ever. Every scar they attempted to carve into your spirit has turned into a badge of honor and a testament of your strength. And every time they look back, they realize how resilient you were and how calm you were. They brought their chaos into your world, thinking it would drown you, but you learned to dance in the rain, and now they're lost in their own temper, unable to find their footing without you. You broke free, and now they're the ones trapped in their regrets, their insecurities, their endless cycle of nonsense. Every moment they spent trying to break you was a moment they lost building something real, and now as they look around at the emptiness they created, they can't escape the truth. They were the architects of their own loneliness, yet they were the prize. Thought you should be grateful for their presence, But the real prize was you, and now that they've lost you, they're left chasing shadows, desperately searching for someone who'll never compare. Oh, how they must envy your peace now. The silence they once mocked has become their torment. The freedom they thought you'd never find has become your greatest victory, and that envy will eat away at them like rust on metal. Let them fake their smiles, let them parade their hollow victories. But behind closed doors, when the lights are out, they're left with the weight of their choices. They're left with the ache of knowing they let someone irreplaceable slip away. They thought their absence would be your punishment, but it's been your liberation. They thought their chaos was something you couldn't live without. But it turns out you were just waiting for the right moment to walk away. You were their safe harbor in a stormy sea. And now that you've let go, they're adrift, tossed around by the very chaos they tried to bring into your life. They thought they'd be fine without you, but now they're learning what loneliness truly feels like. They built their world on lies, on manipulation, on drama, and without you to hold it together, it's crumbling. The foundation was always shaky, but your presence masked the cracks. Now the facade has fallen, and they're left with nothing but ruins. They thought you begged, thought you plead for their attention. But you've shown them what true strength looks like. True strength is walking away with dignity, with grace, with the knowledge that you deserve so much more than what they offered. Their nonsense was a weight you carried for far too long. But now that you shed it, you're lighter, freer, more radiant than ever. And as they watch you run eyes, they're left to grapple with the weight of their own emptiness. Oh, the poetry of it all. They thought they could hurt you, thought they could bring you down. But their actions only revealed your resilience, your power, your unshakable spirit. And now they're the ones left broken. Let them replay the memories, let them try to rewrite the story in their minds. But the truth remains, they were the ones who lost, the ones who failed to see the blessing they had had in you. And that truth will haunt them for the rest of their days. They thought their drama would be your undoing. But it was their own. Their nonsense was a mirror reflecting their insecurities, their flaws, their inability to love fully. And now they can't escape the reflection. They thought they could rewrite your story, but you've taken the pen back. You're the author now, and your story is one of triumph, of resilience, of rising above the nonsense to create a life that's truly your own. Oh, how they must envy your strength, your peace, your freedom. They believed that they could dominate you. But you had demonstrated to them that no one can dominate a soul as strong, brilliant, and unbreakable as yours. Now, as they sit in their desert and lose themselves in their own folly, they are unable to avoid the reality that they have lost someone exceptional, unreplaceable, someone who was far too good for their games, and that truth is their punishment, their torment, the price they'll pay for underestimating you, taking you for granted, and believing they could break you. They know this because their nonsense was their weapon. But your peace is your shield, and that shield has protected you, allowed you to walk away unscathed, and allowed you to thrive despite their attempts to bring you down. They thought their absence would break you, but instead, their departure has been your liberation, and that freedom is your greatest victory. Now they're left with their drama, their nonsense, their regrets, and you're left with peace and joy and a life that's better than anything they could have ever given you. That's the ultimate retribution.